Good morning and welcome in. Whatever this past week asked of you, you made it here to a quiet time that belongs to nobody but you. And that's really what counts. So this is Sunday morning ritual, and it's not a workout. It's not a lecture. It's a slow time to put you back inside your own life before the week starts pulling you back again. So today, the thread is a small question that carries more weight than it actually should. So, what do you do? We have all frozen on it. And this morning, we're not going to build a clever answer with our heads. We're going to find it in a quieter place. We're going to practice saying something that is about who we are becoming until it feels like the truth, because it is. So you need nothing but a place to sit and maybe something to write on near the end. So let's begin. How we start our Sunday sets the tone for our entire week. So welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the show dedicated to intentional living and personal growth. I'm Faye Chappell, and on behalf of all of us here at Elevated Living, I invite you to take this time for yourself to find your center and fill up your cup. I'm so glad you're here. There is a moment that a lot of us have learned to dread. Someone asks what we do, and instead of feeling like an invitation, it feels like a test that we didn't do a studying for, right? And here's the strange thing about that. It is not that we have nothing to say. It is that we have too much to say. And none of it is sorted. Decades of experience, a direction that is still forming, a self that is quietly changing. Someone asks a simple question and all of that floods in at once. And we panic, right? We reach for the oldest, simplest, safest answer, the title, the past, the thing that is easy to say, but's no longer true. So underneath that freeze is kind of a deeper ache. And I want to name it gently. It is the fear of not being findable, of being in a room full of people who might have mattered to your next chapter and watching them pass you by because you could not in that moment tell them who you were. And it's kind of a lonely feeling, right? It's being full of value at the same time unable to be found. But I want you to hear this. The freeze is not a character flaw. It is simply the sign of a sentence that you've not really written in yet, right? And you've done becoming, right? You've not put the words around it that you can reach for when you kind of feel under pressure. And words you have not really rehearsed, right, are words that you can't find when a stranger is smiling at you and waiting for you to answer the question. So this morning is about something surprisingly tender, I guess. It's about giving yourself permission to be found. So I want you to decide in the quiet who you are now. And I want you to say it out loud a few times where it's safe. So that the next time that a door opens, you can walk through it instead of freezing in the frame, right? You're allowed to be seen as who you are becoming. You do not have to wait until it's finished. So we're going to practice a bit, okay? So I want you to settle in your seat. I want you to let your weight drop fully into whatever it is that's holding you, okay? You can stop holding yourself up, right? Just let your shoulders fall away from your ears. I want you to feel the space that lifts across your chest, right, when they do. And the space is where a clear voice comes from. So soften your jaw and let your teeth part, because so much of hesitation in our lives is because we're holding on to a tight clenched jaw and we hold our breath. And I want you to let all of that loose. I want you to rest your hands open. I want you to feel your feet on the ground. I want you to feel your throat soft and open, the place your voice will come from later. So just notice it. No need to speak. You are here in this body on this morning, whole and present and worth finding. So now that you're comfortable, we're going to breathe a little together, and we're going to breathe into the throat and into the chest, the place that our clear answers live, right? So I want you to breathe in slowly through your nose. And as you do, I want you to fill up your belly, up through the ribs and into the chest. And I want you to feel your throat stay soft and open as the air moves in. And then I want you to slowly release through your mouth, longer than the inhale. Okay. I want you to let the exhale carry away the tightness that you feel when you imagine being put on the spot. Can we do that again? So in through the nose, all the way up, and exhaling through the mouth longer. I want you to let go of the fear of saying the wrong thing. There is no wrong thing this morning. There is only you and your quiet voice. So again, breathe in the room, breathe in the steadiness, and breathe out the panic of the pause. You're not being tested here. You're just being kind of met, right? So 2 more on your own, slowly in and slower out. Each breath is settling you deeper into a calm, findable, unhurried version of yourself. If you've been with me for the last year or so, your breathing has probably gotten a lot better. We've done a lot of exercises, and if you know, I'm not counting you anymore because we used to count them, and now I think you're good on your own. So let your breath return to normal. And I want you to notice if your throat feels open, if your chest feels clear. That's the feeling of an answer that is ready even when you're not. So when you are asked, even if you need to take a breath, take a breath. Relax. Maybe that's your cue. Before I answer this question, I'm going to breathe in and breathe out. Settle everything, open up, and be able to answer the question. So I want you to keep your eyes closed now and kind of let me take you somewhere. Okay, close your eyes. I want you to imagine a warm evening. You're walking into a gathering. There's soft light, there's easy voices, there's a gentle hum of a nice room, a good room. And this time something is different. You feel really calm. You feel like yourself. You're not bracing for anything. And across the room, someone notices you. Kind face, maybe curious. They make their way over and they smile and they ask the question, so what do you do? And watch what happens this morning. You're not going to freeze. You're not going to scramble. You take one easy breath, and the answer is simply there because you've already decided who you are, and you hear yourself say it. I help, and then the person you help, and the change you make for them, however you want to say it, you can just say it clearly, warm, and honestly true. And I want you to watch their face. Remember, your eyes are closed. Watch their face. Not the polite nod. Their eyes will brighten. They lean in and they say, tell me more about that. And you feel it land in your chest, right? This quiet, kind of astonishment that it was easy, that this was true. And you said it and the room opened. Stay in that moment. Feel what it is like to be findable, to walk into a room as the person you actually are now, and to have the words ready, and to watch the right people move towards you instead of past you. This isn't a fantasy. This is simply what happens on the other side of that one rehearsed sentence, right, that you've been trying to hold on to. So now I want you to picture it happening again with someone else in another room. Same ease, same clear answer, same lean in. I want you to let your body learn that this is the normal now. This is who you are. Someone who can be found and feels comfortable about being found. Okay, so when you're ready, I want you to let that room fade and gently, quietly come back to your seat this morning, carrying that ease with you. You can open your eyes. It must have felt a lot better to be able to really visualize yourself being able to do exactly what you wanted to do, say what you wanted to say without any hesitation. Life gets a lot easier. So grab your journals, because if you have something to write with, now is really that moment. I want you to take these next couple prompts as we do every week. And don't rush, just go ahead and answer them. So, number one is I want you to write the answer you usually give someone when someone asks you what you do. The automatic one. Excuse me. Read it back. Is it who you are now or who you were? Just answer that question. So, number two, who do you actually want to help now? I'm going to describe the person, that one person in one line, not a job market, a human being who needs what you have, whatever that is. Take as long as you want, take a few minutes. If you're watching the recording, stop it and answer those two questions. And after you answer that, number three is what changes for that person because of you? What is different in their life after they spend time with you, work with you, learn from you, know you? I want you to write the result, not the task. What can they benefit from? Think about it. Don't think too hard. Just naturally what comes up is usually the best answer. Prompt number four. I want you to put those two together into one sentence, right? So you might say, I help that person and they change. And so just write it, whatever it is. It does not have to be, I help people get to where they want to go with my new system. No, it could be simply like, you know what? I help people who, are my age and are stuck and they don't know what to do. And this is not even work. It's just friendship. And I just help them, understand that there is a path forward and maybe they can try these things that I have tried. Whatever it is, I want you to write it a little cleaner because that's your answer when somebody says, what do you do? Right? You don't have to say, I'm retired or I'm looking for a new job or I'm a coach. You can just say what you feel and how you can help people and improve their lives. And then finally, I want you to finish this. The reason it feels bold to say that sentence out loud and then gently tell yourself why you're allowed to say it anyway, right? Like you're allowed to. Like it feels bold to be able to say it out loud. It's the truth, right? And then again, gently to yourself. So you go, wow, this is really a lot easier than I thought. And this is what I do. This is how I help people. So whether you are doing it because that's what you do in work, or whether you do it because that's what you do as a friend, or that's what you do because you're retired, it doesn't matter. It's about understanding who you are in the moment, right? Who it is, what people can benefit from you. Because again, even if you're not setting yourself up for working, you have a lot to contribute. And I want to make sure that you recognize that. So you might be a stay-at-home mom that can help people. You might be a caregiver. You might be a dog mom, a dog dad, whatever it is, but you have a lot to offer. So after you finish the writing, set it down, and we're going to let your body be found, basically. So I want you to reinforce the learning here. So I want you to sit tall but easy, and I want you to place one hand gently on your throat, just resting there, feeling the warmth. This is the place your answer lives, okay? And I want you to say your sentence out loud, the one that we got from prompt 4, right? Say it softly to the quiet room with your hand on your throat. I help people make this change. And it might wobble at first, but I want you to say it again. And then once more. And I want you to feel it get steadier each time. And I want you to feel it settle from a costume essentially to a fact, right? So every Sunday morning, I help people recognize that there's more for them to live for, that their experience can help others, and that they just have to believe in themselves and give themselves the privilege of being able to say, I am here and worth it, and I have something to contribute. Whatever it is. I want you to take a slow breath and notice you're still here. You said the true thing about who you are out loud and nothing bad happened. The room didn't judge you, it leaned in. So I want you to remember this steadiness, and I want you to carry it into the next real room that you walk into. And don't feel worried about it anymore. Don't feel like you have to hide or you want to avoid group rooms because you don't want to have to answer questions. So if you haven't already, let your hand come down and let your eyes open if they're still closed. Um, Here's what we did this morning. You found that ache under the freeze, right? And you were kind to it. You wrote the sentence you had been missing, right? You walked into that room and watched yourself be found. And you said your true answer out loud with your hand on your throat until it felt like a fact. And nothing you survive is wasted. Remember that. Every bit of what you have lived is inside that one clear sentence now, pointed forward, and it's ready. Nothing you survive is wasted. You are not too late. You are not forgettable. You've just been walking into rooms without the words. And this morning you wrote them and you felt them in your body and it felt findable. So I want you to carry your sentence into this week and I want you to say it to someone for real and let them lean in. Okay? If you want help shaping your bio or your what you do or your whole introduction, then you can go to Too Late My Ass, and down at the bottom you'll see a link, and I'll put it in the show notes. We have a PDF you can download. It's called AI Finally, and you can learn how to write it in your own voice. It's completely free. So if you want to practice it live in a room, you can also join me. Every first Wednesday live is the first Wednesday of each month. So I think August would be August the 5th, and it's at noon Eastern time. It's free. There's no credit card required. You can come join me. You can practice your line. You can ask me questions, whatever it is. The links will be below. And until then, let yourself be found, and I will see you next Sunday. And with that, our time together comes to a close. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Take that feeling of this space with you and let it guide your actions and reactions this week. I'm Faye Chappell on behalf of everyone here at Elevated Living. I'm wishing you a week of profound peace and clarity. This episode was produced by the City Media.